I will not sit up in the nosebleeds. I will not stop until they know me. I want you all to listen closely before I motherfucking proceed. Yeah, when you're grinding on the road, and they're complacent with their routines.
What is going on, everybody here on YouTube and Twitch? How's everybody doing? It is Thirsty Thursday for some, but of course, we all have, or at least the three of us, have a very, very big announcement to make. Of course, if you're not following any of our Twitters or our TikToks or any social media, you already know. But if you don't, then you will be very surprised. Well, not really surprised. We've kind of been talking about it throughout the whole entire couple of weeks since it's been announced, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. Of course, tonight is all about Ring of Honor's final battle. Tonight is all about the predictions itself, and man, oh man, oh man, what a hell of a card we have here for this evening. Of course, I am your host, Dylan, from the Last Week in Wrestling podcast, and of course, I cannot do it without my gang of absolute awesome people. To my right, he's not Santa tonight, but maybe tomorrow and Saturday he will be Mr. Claus. None other than Asa from No Bones About Wrestling. How are you doing?
Doing great. Yeah, glad to be here. Glad to be predicting some pay-per-view.
Awesome. Very excited. And of course, his lovely wife and partner and co-host, Kay Fabulous. How are we?
I'm doing good. I'm very excited about talk about Ring of Honor.
Yes, me too. And of course, unfortunately, I guess him and his wife are on the outs for today, but maybe come tomorrow or Saturday, they will be back in love all over again. Mr. Hart, a.k.a. Wolf, the optimistic one, Harris. How are you, buddy? What's going on?
I'm all right. I'm ready for tonight. Got my fuel. Got root beer for tonight, so tonight's going to be fun.
Tonight is definitely going to be fun, absolutely, because of course tonight is all about Ring of Honor. It is going to be, I think, the first Ring of Honor pay-per-view we've done live here on the channel all year. So this is going to be a very big one. It's going to be a very important one for all of us because not only that, it is the last one of the year. This is going to round out 2023, and Ring of Honor is so notorious for having amazing pay-per-views that this one here is without a doubt going to be an absolute banger for sure. So I cannot wait to predict each and every match, as of course we do each and every week, as of recently at least, with the G1 Classics. We've been having the polls up on Last Week in Wrestling Podcast Twitter, LWIW Podcast. So go ahead, go over to LWIW Podcast, because you too can vote along and, of course, give your selections of each and every one of the matches that we're going to talk about tonight in the comments below, so that way we can have some awesome debates. But let's get right into it, guys, all right? This is going to be one hell of a show. I am so excited to see what we have in store. We have about 5, 6-ish matches, maybe 8 total will be the cap of Ring of Honor's final battle itself. We're not 100% sure, but these are the matches that have been confirmed, and these are the ones that we're going to talk about tonight. Of course, if any come while we're doing the show, we will, of course, do a predictions for you as well. But if not, these are the ones we're going to go through. So let us start it off with probably one of the most exciting ones after a few others that are going to happen tonight. Let's start off with Vikingo versus Black Taurus for the AAA Championship title. This was announced last night at AEW's Dynamite. Of course, winter is coming, which is all week long for AEW. And tonight, we get to predict who, or maybe who may, be the new champion of the AAA bout title. But we're going to go right over to Asa because this guy, Vikingo, is his number one dude. I see it in the rankings, in the polls. 100% Vikingo. Do you believe he's walking out of there as champion, or is there a possibility that Black Taurus might come out of the absolute way with it and become the new AAA champion?
I think my little boy Vikingo, my little man, I think he's gonna keep his belt. He's had the belt for over a year, well over a year at this point, and I think if AAA were going to switch up the belt, I think they would probably want to do it on one of their own shows. That's just my thinking. Um, yeah, I don't see any reason to take it off of him. And if you were going to take it off of him, Black Taurus doesn't even have a contract with AAA, so I definitely don't think it's going to be him. Black Taurus doesn't have a contract with anybody right now, for what I know. So he's like a total free agent. So this kind of might be a bit of an audition match for Black Taurus, for Ring of Honor or AEW. But yeah, I see Vikingo giving us some amazing moves as always, and walking away with the belt as always.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that as well. But of course, let's pass it over to the co-host, the partner in crime, K Fabulous. Do you also believe we is going to walk out of there remaining the AAA champion, or is there a possibility that this new bout of Black Taurus could come away with a crazy win and crazy upset?
No, there's not a chance of that. So I think Vikingo is going to win for many of the same reasons Asa said. Also, I feel like if they were going to, for some reason, have the belt switch on not a AAA promotion, that they would at least do it with a wrestler that we have seen or heard of before. And that is not the case with Black Taurus. I'm excited to see who he is and what he can do. But yeah, I got to go Vikingo all the way here.
Okay. Now, Wolf, do you also believe that Vikingo is coming out with another win, or is it Taurus? Okay. Can I finish?
Yeah.
Can I just finish the
It's gonna
goddamn
be
question?
Vikingo. I'm
Jesus
sorry.
Christ.
What would
yesterday?
make?
What did we learn yesterday? You take your two fingers and you close your lips, and then when I'm done talking, then
I'm sorry, but like, who the hell is Black Taurus?
He could be the surprise of a lifetime.
The way they make this interesting is the way they make this interesting is if Vikingo, like after Vikingo won, they like maybe revealed what's it called, some kind of like potential feud or next or like a big challenger for Vikingo. Hell, Andrade would be fun, even though that's probably too much wishful thinking, but yeah, it's Vikingo.
My God, I couldn't even finish my damn sentence on that damn one right there. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, no, I too agree that we're going to have, of course, Vikingo retain here. I don't really see a crazy change of champions during this time. I mean, the only other thing, and it's kind of to backpedal some of what Ace has said, if Vikingo is going to become AEW official and not, let's say, Ring of Honor official, or just working with Ring of Honor in general as his main source besides AAA, then I could see him dropping the belt to somebody like him. But I've never even heard of Black Taurus. I feel like this also is Black Taurus's debut for Ring of Honor, which, with what we have on Ring of Honor in the sense of actual rosters, Charlie Bravo, Claudio Castagnoli, of course, Mark Briscoe, Sean Dean, The Boys, Dalton Castle, Wheeler Yuta, Samoa Joe. There's a lot there to definitely work with Black Taurus, of course, Penta, Mizero Mero, and everybody, Commander. There's definitely a lot there for him. But again, I don't know if this is his debut. I don't know if this is a trial. I don't know if this is a whole bunch of things. But I definitely think Vikingo is going to give us one hell of a show. And I don't think he ever has disappointed us in any way with any of his matches that he's given us so far. So I definitely am going to go with what the poll's saying, with what you guys are saying. And I'm going to go Vikingo on this one as well. So let's get on with, of course, another match that many people are saying might not be a match that's exciting at all. Some are saying that this match might be booty cheeks because we haven't really seen much from one specific superstar. It is none other than Keith Lee versus Sean Taylor. These two guys have had a little bit of a feud in a sense, a lot of verbal talking. He has worked with some of Shane Taylor Promotions, Keith Lee, in matches throughout his career. So there is a lot of familiarity. Trying to say a word. Um, familiar something.
Familiarity.
Familiarity, yeah, in the Italian way. The familiar essence of them wrestling with one another in the Shane Taylor promotion. Don't make fun of my Italian accent. Anyway, that they definitely have had something between each other. Nonetheless, with Keith Lee, I've been looking forward to doing something of relevance with him. I feel like we could all safely agree that Keith Lee has done absolutely nothing as of late, especially in AEW. I don't know what he's been doing in ROH because I haven't been watching that promotion on a week-to-week basis, but that's changing hopefully come 2024. But maybe this is that moment. Maybe this is Keith Lee's moment to turn the deck around and just start taking charge and being one of the top guys over on Ring of Honor and possibly one of the bigger heavyweights in AEW. I know we've had amazing discussions about what that heavyweight division's trying to do. We got people like Wardlow, Samoa Joe, of course, Brian Cage, and there hasn't really been much of a look or really a want of a heavyweight division matchups that have been very exciting. And maybe this is that turn of events. Maybe this is that moment that people are going to say, okay, now that we had this match, what is next for Keith Lee after he potentially won it? As you see from the polls, Lee is 100%. What do you have to say on this, Wolf? Do you also agree with these polls, or do you believe that Shane Taylor might pick up the victory here?
It's weird because Shane Taylor is, from what I've seen, like somewhat like pretty relevant in ROH. He's like a mainstay guy. However, yeah, Keith Lee kind of needs this win more than anyone, and I would say if Keith Lee doesn't win here, he needs to walk out of ROH, of AEW. He needs to get out of there as soon as possible, because it's kind of ridiculous that they've done nothing with him, and like, I don't know, like they need to make Keith Lee look like an actual competitor, because right now he's getting wins, but only like squash matches, and like then he's like gone for like a month or two. And I don't know. I think Keith Lee needs this win, and then maybe continue this Shane Taylor and Keith Lee feud, or have Keith Lee be the top guy in ROH. I don't know. So yeah, I say Keith Lee.
Okay. Kay, do you feel the same? Do you feel like this is Keith Lee's time to shine and finally his step in the right direction, or is it going to be Taylor's night?
So I think Keith Lee's going to win. I think it's a step in a direction. I don't know if it's the right direction. I do not care for Keith Lee. I have seen a lot of Keith Lee matches. I have seen one good Keith Lee match. So I feel like if you want to portray him as a contender, he needs to start wrestling like he's a contender. And I have not seen that from him. So yeah, maybe this will be where he steps it up. If not, I feel like they should fire him.
I would only argue that like the reason that they don't that he doesn't seem that way is because it's mostly like squash. He's in squash matches, and like.
No, I'm talking about like.
And then he takes like 2 months off.
Including when he was with Swerve. Like, It's not just the squash matches. I'm talking about real wrestling matches.
Yeah, but like it's like he doesn't like he hasn't been getting these like real matches in like 2-3 months at a time, and it's like
Okay, but I'm talking about even 2 or 3 months ago. That man could not wrestle.
yeah, it's
Not good.
I don't know. It feels like it was what he looked way better when he was back in NXT.
I was gonna say you're in love with him because you love NXT, and he's an NXT wrestler.
Well, no, he actually looked good in NXT, but like AEW is just like a completely different person. And I'm like,
step it up because he's not bringing whatever he brought to NXT. That magic he did not bring.
I don't know what happened, honestly. I think he's like basically become a completely different person, and I didn't know how that happened, but
yeah,
whatever happened, I don't know.
Okay, well, yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of agree with Kay with this on this, only because of the fact that, you know, I watched Keith Lee in AEW. He's had decent ones in 2022. He was exciting and semi-exciting with Swerve as a tag team champion. But ever since then, it's been very much of a downhill spiral for Keith Lee. And it's been a lot of just matches with no real direction to them. It's been matches that don't make sense. I mean, if Joe is going to vacate that championship, why didn't Keith Lee then win it? If he was going to then be the star or possibly be the star of ROH, and that could have been that turning point for Keith Lee, especially if Joe wanted to go after MJF again. So to me, it just didn't seem like creatively like a direction with so much substance and actual light behind that thinking. So I don't know. I hope we get something different out of Keith Lee, and I hope we get maybe a change of pace, a change of scenery. Maybe ROH feels more like NXT Keith Lee again in the next coming of months, and then that way we can have a different discussion about it. But if it stays the same and he doesn't do anything even after a win against Shane Taylor, then maybe he needs to reevaluate where he is going to be 2024 even. You know? So Asa, how do you feel about the whole entire discussion here? And of course, who do you have on this? Do you have Taylor? Do you have Lee?
I got Keith Lee winning just because you know, I figure they're trying to do something with him, but honestly, I don't have a lot of use for either of these guys. I'm not seeing anything out of either of them that impresses me. So while I think this is going to be a very good show tomorrow night, I don't care about this match at all.
Damn. Yeah, and that's what I think. That's what the biggest thing about this match specifically is that, unfortunately, with the way that these two have been showcased, and not only AEW but in Ring of Honor as well, it's not bringing excitement to the ring, and there's no direction for either one of these guys. Like, these guys are good athletes. Like, I want to make that very clear. Like, these guys can become very good athletes and possible champions down the road, whether it's a TV championship, a pure, or even just a Ring of Honor or tag team. Like, there is that possibility for them. I mean, we've seen it with Julia Hart, even if we want to take it out of that division and go to someone else's division. We've seen Julia Hart have a turnaround of substance. There's a little more substance to her than there has been in a little while. Same with Sky Blue. There's a little bit more to her than there is when she was wrestling 2, 3, 4 months back. But if you take that and you give that to Keith Lee and you give that to Shane Taylor, what have you really got? It doesn't seem like you have much to really lean on with what the direction is for these two guys. And I don't know if it's just too much in the roster. They're trying to do too many things at once. Is there just so many directions they want to go? They don't know which one to start with. Is it just weird last minute changes? Like, whatever it is, whomever it is, then it needs to get sorted out immediately, because a lot of these guys who've come out from NXT or from other great promotions that are missing out on great opportunities for themselves to shine are taking a huge gamble by hanging out with Ring of Honor and AEW and not getting any of that same love back, it seems. So hopefully this is that turning point for Keith. Hopefully this is that turning point for Shane Taylor. Maybe we see in the next 4 or 5 months in 2024 going to the next big ROH pay-per-view that will get a little bit more of a showcasing from these guys and even just singles competition. But as of now, as of where it stands, you know, I'm excited for it because I do like Keith and I do like Shane Taylor and I like the promotions that he represents and everything. But yeah, it's hard to like something if it's dog shit. You know,
I would rather have them throw the Pure Championship in the garbage than give it to Keith Lee.
But if he showcases a better ability,
no, I don't see him.
But if he showcases a better ability, we might have a different conversation.
Yeah.
If he's regularly on ROH,
Punk can come back to the WWE after 10 years. Anything's fucking possible, all right? Like, anything is fucking possible here. Hell froze over. That shirt is 100% accurate. So, you know, it's... I feel like if they
I wouldn't mind
out a
Keith
direction,
Lee
it could happen.
being a regular on ROH and being consistently having matches and actually having something, because it does seem like it's also translating in his wrestling that there's a lack of direction, and I think that is a huge what's the word I'm looking for, like a huge problem from, like, a huge flaw in Tony Khan and what he's done. Like, there's no direction, and it's translating in wrestling. Like we said, like the best that, like, he was exciting back when he was with Swerve, as Swerve in Our Glory, and then fell off afterwards.
I didn't even think he was good with Swerve. I thought Swerve was good. But
Swerve's always good.
Tag team, I did not.
Well, no, I think that
Swerve's great.
Well, yeah, I think Keith Lee, like.
But I think he had a lot to lean on,
fine,
and that's what made him.
Because like the team, like both
edible.
of them were a good team in my opinion. But then afterwards, there's like nothing. There was nothing planned.
And we had an actual good feud between the two. I mean, for Christ's sake, you put a cinder block through Keith Lee, and he was out
and
for
then
like
they
3
dropped the ball
months.
on that, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
An amazing moment for both of these guys could be in the tournament right now in this G1 Classic, fighting one another for an absolute spot at the top. But instead, they dropped the ball after having a Keith Lee, Dustin Rhodes tag team match 3 months after he comes back. Like, what was that? What was the point of that? That made no sense to me. Like, you just had this guy get his ass beat at Full Gear, embarrassed on television on Dynamite, leave for 2-3 months. He comes back. He's now rocking this gray beard and gray hair. He has this new look to him, this new wizard type of fucking gimmick. And I'm like, okay. And then he fucking hangs out with Dustin Rhodes. And I'm just like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, what? Yeah. And then they go back to the old, I am, Keith Lee gimmick. And then I'm like, okay, are we going to go back in the right direction? No, they don't do anything. And then they make him lose to Samoa Joe. And then Joe drops the belt. I beat everybody. I'm done here. There's no competition. I vacate the belt because I won.
That was really stupid. They should have just had Keith Lee.
No, I like that. Yeah,
I loved it.
I like that.
Because he's
didn't mind that.
No, you can't have this belt because you'd have to beat me for it, and I'm not going to let you beat me. But guess what? I don't even want it.
Yeah, that was a pretty.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to disagree with that.
It.
If that was what they were going to do, they should have just let Keith win it, even if he was a transitional champion.
He didn't.
I wouldn't have cared.
He doesn't need to win over Joe.
No, yeah, big.
And then have Joe go after the world title and be plausibly going to beat MJF after he couldn't beat Keith.
Right.
He also couldn't beat MJF, so he already lost against an icon. What's the difference if you lose?
It would have been big for Keith Lee, especially if they just like beat the ever living crap out of each other. Like, and just like they were just laid out, both of them, and like Keith
Samoa
barely
Joe
won,
manhandled him.
but like I don't know. It was weird.
Why?
Because he doesn't deserve to be winning matches. Because that's what I'm saying with the performances he's been going out there and giving. He doesn't deserve to win matches. And we're talking about, well, maybe the lack of direction has to do with it. Nah, I don't buy all that. You need to go out there and give your best. I saw Commander lose fucking 15 straight matches before he won any match, and he was going out there and wowing the crowd. He wasn't half-assing it. So I don't buy all that shit. Either go and wrestle well or don't. I don't like making excuses for him like that.
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. Honestly, just I need to see, because like right now it just does not look good for Keith Lee, and I don't know when. I can't even pinpoint when exactly, what day that he like started falling off. It's
I think it
just
was when he went to the main roster in WWE. Because I was not impressed with him there either.
Yeah, I agree.
Shots fired.
I'll be honest, I was more impressed with his time in the main roster in WWE than in AEW, like ever. Except maybe during
Barely saw
Swerve
him
and
in
Our
the main
Glory.
roster.
Maybe Swerve and Our
Like,
Glory.
how long ago was he on NXT?
2000.
Like Black and Gold era. That was like 6-7 years ago, maybe. I don't know.
What's going on, wrestling?
Older man, he's overweight and out of shape. So I feel like the age is probably.
Hey! You gotta love the big boys. All right, listen here. You gotta love the big boys, no matter what.
It feels like
All right.
the
No olive
weight
garden
thing
for you.
was. The weight thing was always the
There's
thing.
no olive garden for you. That's it.
I'm
You're
just
out.
saying, he's getting older. As an older person, I can attest to that. The older you get, the less energy you have. So he might not be able to wrestle.
Maybe it's age. Wait, how old is Keith Lee?
30.
Keith Lee is 39. Wait, he's 39.
Wow,
Yeah.
he is not aging well.
What?
But he needs to do something. Dropping some weight would help, and or getting in better condition, because nobody loves a big fat wrestler more than I do.
Hi, Sammy. How are you?
But you can be big and fat and still be conditioned for the ring. Like if you look at like Earthquake
Samoa Joe.
or Samoa Joe.
Yeah, Earthquake.
I think Black and Gold
Yeah.
ended with TakeOver 36, which was. Oh,
Who was that guy that came through the wall and fell?
No,
with the stormtrooper mask on.
The Shockmaster.
Yeah.
It was like 2020.
We definitely had a
2021
big
with,
factor
like,
on that
Randy
one. I
Penn.
tell you that.
Yeah.
When did Keith Lee debut?
But yeah, you can be big and fat and be in shape, but he doesn't seem to be in ring shape. Like he seems to get tired very easily. And
look at me, I'm throwing down Hershey Kisses into my fucking gullet like I'm going out of style.
And you're conditioned?
Are they the regular Hershey Kisses?
I could walk stores all day long. I could work 12 hours on my hands. All right, like I'm ready for action.
So it was more like, I don't even remember how long ago it was. No, because TakeOver 36
about
was like
being big and fat and being able to still
like
maneuver
3-4 years maybe was when Keith Lee was last in NXT. And then he went to main roster. Yeah, because he made his debut at 2020 Rumble, I think, against Lesnar. He got thrown out, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you now. There's two things that this next match has in common. My parents at one point had to say I quit, and one of these guys are going to have to say I quit. Because Tony Nese and Ethan Page are going one-on-one with each other
100%.
tomorrow night. An I quit match. There you go. Now you got it. We got these two going at it side by side. Ethan Page, though, speaking of weight and everything, it's definitely looking like, woo, it's looking good. Looking real good. I don't know what kind of diet or person that he's working out with, but whoever he is hanging out with, send him over Long Island's Best Way, please. All right, I need to fit into my Stinger costume because otherwise I'm going to look like Stung, a side of a Sting that no one ever wanted to see. And, it'll be one hell of a show. But nonetheless, we have, of course, Tony Nese versus Ethan Page. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had that one in my back pocket since you guys said the three faces. I was like, we could go as Sting, Stinger, Stung. You're like just as straight S's. You know, like I still think that'd be a great image for everybody to see. But no, back to business. Yes. So Tony Nese, Ethan Page, I Quit match 1-on-1 tomorrow night, of course, on Ring of Honor's final battle. Everybody's saying it's Long Island's time. But is it Long Island's time? Because I believe Tony Nese is from Long Island, correct?
No, they're saying who's quitting at Long.
No.
Yeah,
But Tony's from Long Island, not Ethan.
Oh.
Right.
Well, that's what the poll's saying. That it's Tony's time.
Well, you said who's quitting.
Oh, I wrote that wrong. Oh,
Yeah, who's quitting? Yeah.
Oh. All right. So Ethan Page is winning this one, at least to the bowl standards. All right. Listen, this is what happens when I'm working and then trying to also do this other thing at the same exact time, and I'm like in the restroom trying to fucking put together polls really quickly because people are banging on the door. All right, like bear with me, people. All right, bear with me here. All right, I'm trying to get everything situated. But nonetheless, who do we believe is actually going to say I quit and be the absolute loser of this I Quit match? Wolf, we're going to not start with you. We're going to start with Asa right here from No Bones About Wrestling. Do we think Tony is actually going to say I quit? Or do we believe Ethan Page is going to say, nah, I'm going to quit because this hurts a little more than it should?
I tell you, I like Tony Nese a lot. I've been a Tony Nese fan since he was in WWE on like 205 Live. So I'll be cheering for Tony tomorrow night. But it seems like they're giving Ethan Page a push here. So I don't see any way that Tony Nese is going to beat Page. I feel like Nese will be the one saying, I quit, which is kind of hard to imagine because he's for a smaller guy, he's a tough guy. He's a tough character. But I don't know what hold. I've never seen Ethan Page bring out any like submission holds or anything. So what he's going to do to make Tony Nese quit, I'm not exactly sure. But like I said, I see Ethan Page getting a win, yeah.
Ooh. Okay, do we believe the same? Do we believe that it's Ethan's night to shine, wine, and dine? Or is it Tony's night to sip on that fine wine and divine?
While I'm not as big a Tony Nese fan with Asa, I agree with Asa. I think Ethan Page is going to win and Tony Nese is going to quit.
You're back in on the Olive Garden trip. Just because of that. You're back in on the Olive Garden trip. Nonetheless, Wolf, my guy, my man, what are we thinking?
Ethan Page is 100% winning. He just made his, I guess, transition to ROH because he wasn't really featured as much on AEW. So I think they're gonna make Ethan Page a regular on ROH, and I think it should start with having him win this match. And I don't see like Tony Nese needing this win like at all. So yeah, I'm gonna say Ethan Page.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I'm also going to say Ethan Page as well. I feel like this is Ethan Page's time to shine for sure. I feel like this is going to be not an easy win, though. I think these two guys are going to go to battle. This is literally going to be
an quit match. Of course they are.
Yeah, no duh. The final battle match. that's happening tomorrow night. I definitely think they're going to have a final battle for sure tomorrow night at Ring of Honor. But we do have one match that, whether they win, whether they lose, this match has a lot more honor behind it. And honestly, this match has a lot more just love and appreciation for the tag team division as a whole. And of course, we are talking about Jay Briscoe's Honor tag team, 6-man tag team match with none other than Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Bryan Danielson versus Jay's brother, Mark Briscoe, and FTR in a 6-man tag match. Right now, Mark Briscoe and FTR are absolutely winning at 100% of the votes here on Twitter. Of course, if you are new or just tuning in live, go over to twitter.com/LWIW podcast and make sure you put your votes in. These votes will be available for the next 2 days. So if you missed the show live today, you're listening to it tomorrow, whatever, whenever, LWIW podcast over on twitter.com. Go to the page, put your votes in. We're going to be doing these votes as well tomorrow night during the actual show, during each and everyone's match. And if there's any other matches that are happening, of course, we'll update the polls and make it more fun and exciting and interesting. But nonetheless, what do we think is going to be the outcome of this match? Wolf, do we think that it's going to be Mark and FTR's night, or is the BCC taking one from under us and getting a win?
Yeah, it's gonna be FTR and Briscoe because like they're not gonna have Mark Briscoe lose a match dedicated to his brother. Like, no, it's got to be FTR and Mark Briscoe. And I mean, it doesn't. I like you said, it doesn't really matter who wins. But like it is. This is going to be like one hell of a fight. This is a fight without honor match, and usually those are always heavy hitting. But yeah, for the sole reason that it's dedicated to Jay Briscoe, they're gonna give Mark a win. So I think I'm gonna say Mark Briscoe and FTR.
Can't hear you, Dylan.
Sorry. Thought I think that's a fair assumption for sure. I put myself on mute. My apologies. Okay, is it Mark's night? Finally, he hasn't been getting any wins, unfortunately, during this G1 Classic. Kind of been treated like a rag doll, but definitely has been putting up some awesome moments in this G1 Classic over on Dynamite. But do we think Mark and FTR are pulling out the victory for Jay, or do we believe BCC is going to come out on top?
I think Mark Briscoe and FTR are winning hands down, and I really hope that they let Mark Briscoe get the pin. That is what I hope.
I like that. I like that one a lot. Asa, my guy, what are we thinking?
I'm feeling like the Blackpool Combat Club is going to get the
win. Whoa!
I think, and hopefully Tony Khan will throw a curveball in there and not just have the predictable result. Oh, it's dedicated to his brother. They're going to win. It'd be nice if he switched it around a bit and then he doesn't get the win, and then that's a little more emotional than getting a win.
But they already did that.
What?
They did that with the TV title match with Samoa Joe, where they were like, oh, Mark Briscoe, this is one he's been wanting his whole life, and they did like this whole like brother angle and like how emotional it was, and then they didn't give him the friggin' belt.
Well, that's good for a lot of emotional mileage, so I think they may do it again. Yeah, dead brother is good for a lot of emotional mileage. You may not like it, but I mean, it is. So yeah, I think Blackpool Combat Club, and then I just, and either way, like everybody's saying, yeah, it's going to be a heck of a fight. I think we all expect that. Some blood, perhaps. So I'm looking forward to this one a lot. But yeah, Blackpool, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's Mark. I hope he gets the pin. I like that idea that Kay stated about him getting the pin, especially for his brother and everything. Unfortunately, we lost Jay this year due to a terrible car accident. and everything. And, you know, it was a very bad tragedy that all of us as wrestling fans, whether we knew of them or knew who they were just knew that they were wrestlers in any sense. It hurt the wrestling community without any type of leniency for sure on that. You know, we still feel Jay's emptiness, unfortunately, that's still around, especially around with Mark while he wrestles and stuff like that. But I do have to say, Mark has been putting on one hell of a show in this singles competition and really has been honoring the Briscoe lineage and, of course, Jay's honor each and every time he goes out there. And there's nothing but love for Jay as he goes out there each and every night to wrestle and to fight. It's very sad about everything that happened, but hopefully Mark can pick up this win, especially with the circumstances that this match is circulated around the honor of Jay Briscoe. And of course, now that this is really Mark's like tag team-ish return in a sense. I think he's been only really in singles competition since Jay's passing. There hasn't really been him in a tag team battle in some sense of the matter because he just doesn't want to do that. You know, it's a thing that him and his brother came in this game as tag team partners. Now he lost his partner. He doesn't want to feel like he's replacing Jay, which, you know, of course, if you get a new partner, it is in a sense replacing that ex-partner of yours. But hopefully FTR and, you know, Mark will be able to pull off a very good victory. Or Asa has the wins in front of him. He has the dirt sheets and he knows who's winning the whole entire show. So, you know, that could also be the thing itself. But nonetheless, let's get to something that's a little bit more exciting than anything else. And I think this is the first time we are going to be seeing a match of this caliber at all. But before we get into that, let's talk about this a little bit before we get into this part of the show. The women's division, of course, in AEW has been one of the biggest topics in the wrestling community that everybody and their mother and grandmother have been talking about. And everybody has their opinions. Oh, it's fine. Oh, it's trash. It needs this. It needs that. It's okay. Don't touch it. This, that, and the third. A lot of us have shared our opinions. We feel like there's maybe lack of creative, lack of a direction. There's no substance. A lot of these ladies aren't getting the looks they deserve. Maybe they're getting the looks that they deserve, but maybe in the matches that aren't at that caliber, they're not getting enough time. Maybe they're getting less time. Well, Tony, I guess, heard us because we are getting, of course, the main event of Ring of Honor tomorrow night, Athena versus Billy Starks for the ROH Women's Championship. But we'll get to the poll and we'll get to the actual predictions of that match in a second. Let's talk about the women's division really brief. Do we believe that this match, the outcome, we'll have that in a moment, is going to possibly be the new setting for what 2024's women's division could become? And what I mean by that is there a possibility that the women of the women's division will start main eventing other pay-per-views down the road, not only for Ring of Honor, but possibly for AEW as well? We'll start with you, Asa. What do you think, of course, with this match happening tomorrow, is this the new thing that could be happening in the women's division?
I mean, it would be nice to see. I mean, we haven't seen any proof of that from Tony Khan. A lot of times, you know, it seems that the women's divisions are kind of afterthoughts. But it kind of seems like his attitude has been shifting a bit over the past several months. So if that's the case, it would be nice. I'm always just for whatever main events should be whatever has the best story going on, is what I think. Whether it's two women or a woman versus a man or two men, whatever. That's what I think. I mean, that's personally what I prefer.
You used to always say the biggest belt should be the main event. When did that change?
No, I don't think so.
You used to say that.
Usually should be. I mean, because that's a default. Yeah, that's default. You want your best angle to go with your biggest belt. I mean, so if you're doing things right, that's the way it should be. But so it could be the biggest men's belt or biggest women's belt. But my point being, or my answer being, yeah, I hope it's a new beginning, because it would be nice to sometimes see the women main event in AEW. But obviously Tony Khan is going to have to step up his booking game if he's going to give the women any sort of interesting story to work with in AEW or Ring of Honor.
Okay, I like that. Absolutely. Kay, I want to hear from you now. Of course, this is the first time in professional wrestling on TV, in some sense of the matter, or at least on pay-per-view, where women are main eventing the show. Is this something that you want to see happen more often? And to, you being a woman and everything, does this excite you to see the possibility of this becoming the new trendsetter for 2024 and hopefully starting to graduate into the bigger promotions like a WWE?
So, yes, it's awesome that they're main eventing for Ring of Honor. I think that it's well deserved and well earned. I hope that it starts a trend and we see this in Ring of Honor somewhat frequently from now on. In AEW, I feel like there are very few uninjured women that are of the caliber that they should be main eventing.
Yeah.
There are some that I think, hell yeah, let's put them in a main event. They will put on a great show and they definitely deserve it. But I don't want to have a women's match as the main event just so we can have a women's match as the main event. I want it to be earned. And I feel like Ace is right with the story. Like, it needs to be something that's built. And the way they treat the women's division right now, that's just not a possibility. I'd like that to change in the future, though, because I would love to see Tony Storm main event. Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa main event in AEW pay-per-view. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, Wolf, I know these aren't the two women you'd like to see. You'd rather see your wife as main eventing, but of course, she's not on that caliber of Billy Starks and or Athena. But honestly, does this excite you for the possibility that this could become a new trend going into the professional wrestling world in 2024?
I do think it does set a trend for sure. I mean, even in AEW, we've seen shows like main evented by the woman back when Hikaru Shida was in her, what was it, second, third championship. And I definitely think I would also like to see more women's main event, but also it does need to be built up, because there are very few names that can reasonably main event like a pay-per-view, and that everyone can dig. And as much as I love her, Julia is not at that level yet. I mean, she also has the mid card belt, so definitely not. But right now, it feels like there are very little names in AEW and ROH, I'd say, that could main event a pay-per-view from the woman, Athena obviously being one of them. But AEW wise, it's basically only Tony Storm, and the other one is injured for possibly February, which is Jamie Hayter. I don't see they definitely need to build up these women, because it's getting a little ridiculous that they're barely doing anything, and it's just unbalanced everywhere. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I definitely think they definitely need also a bit of star power, in my opinion, and maybe that comes from ROH, maybe that comes from new signings, maybe that comes from scratch. I don't know. But yeah, I think it would be nice to see more women's main event.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that answer as well. I think this is a great starting point, in all honesty. I feel like this is something that should be practiced, hopefully, a lot more in the professional wrestling world. Hopefully, maybe we see more of this at Ring of Honor, and it starts gradually growing into AEW. Like Kay said, seeing Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa possibly main event like a Revolution or a Double or Nothing even is really exciting to even just leave it on the table for a possibility. And if it is done in the correct way, like Asa said, with good creative story and actual direction, a meaning with substance, then yes, I'm all for it, because then it not only just sets a nice precedent for what this division is starting to blossom into, but it also sets a precedent that we finally are getting a direction that a lot of newcomers of this brand, of this product, can slowly start getting behind. And I think that's also a nice double win for Tony Khan, because we've seen it, we've said it. Tony is very lackluster when it comes to the women's matches. I mean, hell, it took him almost a whole entire year to put on 2 women's matches on the main card of a pay-per-view, which was just his recent pay-per-view. And he could have did that at any of the pay-per-views that happened throughout the year, but he chose not to. But the ones that he did choose, whether you liked some of them, whether you didn't, it was still different. You know, we normally would get one on 0 Hour and then one in the main card, but we got 2 on the main card and none in 0 Hour, so that was a nice change of pace. Now we're getting Athena and Billy Starks. Athena with so much prestige behind her and a nice underdog of Billy Starks being the main event, being the main attraction that sells this $9.99 subscription on Ring of Honor Plus, or whatever the streaming service is, on Honor Club. Then that's cool. That's exciting. That's different. That's new. That's something that's a little bit more out of the box that we're used to. We're out of that little squared ring that we've become accustomed to. And I feel like that's very exciting, because this shows growth. It shows maturity. It shows that there can be an evolution to what wrestling can develop into becoming. And it could be very interesting for a lot of new fans. But hopefully, besides seeing this great moment, we have an awesome winner. And of course, the polls are up, like everybody sees here, with Starks at 100% of who's walking out Ring of Honor Women's Champion between Athena and Starks. I want Starks in all of my fiber being body. I want to be able to scream like a little girl tomorrow night saying that Billy Starks won so bad, and get myself clipped and just called ridiculous names for the weeks to come, because I scream like a little child over the fact that Billy Starks won. But let's go over to Wolf. Wolf, what do you got to say? Who do
I
you
will
got?
I will choose Billy Starks because I think Athena has done enough carrying ROH on her back. And I think now she can leave that woman's title with Billy, sort of like pass the torch to Billy, and then go on to AEW TV because AEW needs her.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is it Starks night, or is Athena retaining?
So I think it's Starks that's going to win. I think Athena could use a vacation. She's been champion for like over a year now, I think. And she's on every week. And so, yeah, sure, she could use a break. But also, I'd like to see her move on up to AEW. I think she's earned it.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Asa, my guy. Starks, Athena.
Pretty much the same answer. Yeah, I think Billy Starks wins it. because Athena, yeah, like Wolf said, is needed in AEW. So I hope that's the direction that they're going here.
Okay, yeah, I like that too. I think the same as well. It's Stark's night. To me, it's Stark's night. It has to be. It is a beautiful passing of the torch. Like Wolf said, it's time for Athena to start elevating that women's division, start really getting those women into brand new fighting shape in 2024. Maybe even them main eventing a pay per view that might be one of the big five or big four, even. Maybe something like a Wrestle Dream or hell, Double or Nothing and All Out. Even hell, they could even possibly main event and All In at Wembley Stadium. That would be huge to see Athena versus Thunder Rosa, Tony Storm versus Athena type of matchups at All In would be absolutely wild. The crowd would
Hate
go
her once
berserk.
she comes back.
What's up?
Hate her once she comes back.
I hate her as well when she comes back. So I'm excited for this. I think this is a perfect time to pass the torch to Billy. Billy's a very talented girl. If you haven't seen any of Billy Stark's work, you have to go on YouTube. You have to go to Fight TV, premier streaming network, and watch Billy Stark's work. She's absolutely talented. Hell, just the match that she had at 0 Hour with Athena one-on-one was so good this year. I definitely recommend it. Any of her work in Ring of Honor as well. So go ahead and do all of that. But before we go, because we're only about an hour show today, guys. My God, normally we go. What's up?
We didn't talk about the TV title.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the TV title 6-way.
Oh shit. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, because are we still missing the final person?
We're missing. Yeah, we're missing one person.
So right now it's Dalton Castle, Commander, Kyle Fletcher, Lee Moriarty,
Lee Johnson.
Lee Johnson. Yep.
All right. So out of the 5, we'll start with you, Asa. Who do you got on this TV title match? I totally forgot. My bad.
So we do have a to be announced, which will be really interesting to see who that is. And I kind of halfway feel like whoever that is going to win it.
I agree.
Hope I can just wish into existence that Dalton Castle regains the World Television title. So I'm going to go with Dalton Castle.
Okay.
Plus, he's over. He's over.
Okay. I got Kyle Fletcher in the chat. Kyle Fletcher from Chris Wins. Kay, what do you think? Is it Dalton Castle's night or is it Commander's night? I'm shocked that he didn't pick Commander, Asa. So who do we got?
I don't know that Commander ever gets a night. He's wonderful, but they just don't let that man win.
He and Penta won.
Yeah,
Technically, he already has a title.
True.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about in AEW.
Yeah.
I have Kyle Fletcher winning. I'd like Dalton Castle to win, but I'm with Asa that there's like a 50-50 chance that whoever the hell TBD is might take the win. But as of right now, I'm picking Kyle Fletcher.
You're not picking Dalton Castle?
No, I'm picking Dalton Castle as who I want to win, but who I think is going to win is Kyle Fletcher.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he could use a singles title while he's not in a tag team. And I don't know how long a broken wrist takes to heal, but I'm assuming it's kind of a while when you're a wrestler. So I think he's going to be solo for a good bit, and I think that's a good way to continue to push him and acknowledge his greatness. So I'm going.
Wow, I am shocked. Shocked beyond despair. Unbelievable. Wolf, who do you got? I swear, if you hit me with TBD, I'm just putting you in the lobby for the rest
I
of the
will not pick whoever it is. I'm not gonna pick whoever this last person is. The pick that I expect the most is also going to be Kyle Fletcher. I think like it would be a fresh face to, I guess, the TV title, like holding it. So I think it would be nice to see Kyle Fletcher. Another name that I probably wouldn't be like upset about is Moriarty. I don't I don't know if I see Lee Moriarty, but like maybe as like a unexpected pick. But yeah, like my main pick is Fletcher. I think Fletcher should get the title and give some a fresh look for the TV title and make it and push him because he's good. He's really good and uh, also the Don Callis family might need some prestige behind it because
More momentum.
yeah, I
I'm
could
going.
see Don also getting involved maybe.
Yeah, I could see Don Callis definitely getting involved. I'm shocked. I thought the three of us were going to pick Dalton together, but I guess it'll just be me and Asa tonight picking Dalton because I got Dalton.
I actually thought I was gonna be like the only one picking Fletcher. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
you two got Fletcher. I mean, hey, good pick. Don't get me wrong, good pick.
Fletcher's
You
good.
know, yeah, I think that that's a very good pick. It is a good possibility that Kyle Fletcher comes in. We might even see the return of his tag team partner tomorrow night. Like that is a possibility. Or Don Callis. So
Imagine if he was the TBD though.
that would be wild. Wild. That would be an interesting bout if you had your tag team partner be the TBD. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. I mean, I know Ring of Honor is going on right now, so we'll know the final pick tonight at some point as we're doing this show live. But man, oh man, I'm going Dalton Castle. So, yeah, I think it's Dalton's night. I was gonna go Commander, but it's
He
never
already has
Commander's
a
night.
title. They're not gonna
Yeah,
put
but
it on him.
it's never Commander's night, so it's sad. But all right, that is our show. We do have one cool announcement that the three of us will be I guess I'll be making out of it for the three of us or whatever. But whatchamacallit, an hour show. Can you guys believe that? We only did an hour today. I didn't waste your time for 2.5 or 3 hours, 5, 6 hours that I normally would on a Thursday or whatnot. Like it's pretty crazy. I mean, not for nothing. Like that's you know, it's a pretty crazy thing.
I
Do
do
y'all
have
think
a
Billy
couple
shocks the world
updates
tomorrow night?
for
Absolutely,
future
Eric.
shows.
What's up?
I do have an update for a future show. This Saturday, Saturday Night Collision. We got another match, a must-win match for Mr. Castagnoli. Andrade El Idolo versus Claudio Castagnoli in a Blue League Continental Classic match. If Claudio loses, he is out.
Friday.
Wow, interesting. Okay. I like that. Do you want me to make the announcement, or do you want to promote your thing first?
Okay, yeah, I'll just do it real quick.
Okay.
So Sunday has become Retro Watch Along Day, and in December we've been doing Starcade. So we're gonna keep doing Starcade, and this Sunday at 12:45 on our YouTube channel, No Bones About Wrestling, we are watching WCW Starcade '96, main evented by Hollywood Hogan in a non-title match. He's the world champion. He's facing Roddy Piper. Also has DDP versus Eddie Guerrero. Dean Malenko is in there. Ultimo Dragon's in there. A lot of good folks. You know, it's 1996, so it was right when WCW started to get really hot. But 12:45 again Sunday on our YouTube channel, and I say get there at 12:45 because we will start the pay-per-view right at 1:00.
Awesome. I love that. But we do have. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up via the thing.
Should I go ahead and announce that?
I'm trying to make it a cool way of doing this, but I don't think I can do. I don't think I could do cool things here. So
You don't think you can do cool things? Don't be
no, I don't think I
mean
can do
yourself.
cool.
I think you can do cool things, Dylan.
I don't think I could do cool things here. Hold on, maybe extra camera slides. Oh wait. I think. No. All right. Well, I was going to pull up Revolution Sunday, March 3rd at Greensboro, North Carolina, because guess who's going, baby? That's right. No Bones About Wrestling and myself, or we're going to be finally meeting up in person, and we are going to be hanging out and eating Olive Garden out the Braca, and we are going hamsies. And of course, Revolution Sting's last match, Will Ospreay's debut matchup. God only knows who the hell he's going to be fighting. I hope he fights me. Honestly, like let's make it real fun. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, yes, we got the tickets today. We're sitting very pretty seats. I ain't gonna lie to you. We're sitting very pretty seats. We might even dress up as Sting, Stung, and Stinger, or Stinger, Stang, Stung, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Yeah, we're figuring that out behind the scenes. You know, Sting. Yeah, Sting. So what is it? Stinger, Sting, Stinger, Stung. Yeah, that's it. I think we should go with that. That I think is a lot more funnier. But yeah, no, we might go that way, or we might go through Faces of Sting. We don't know yet. We're still trying to figure it out. Really, we're trying to convince Kay to do it.
My favorite Christmas song, "We Three Stings."
We Three Stings. Oh, we're gonna learn the words because we're gonna be singing it. Absolutely.
As we walk into the arena.
I'm down, dude. I'm so excited. We're really going. It's official. We got the tickets. We got the confirmation. Your boy is going out of Long Island, the greatest island of all, to go hang out with the greatest people in North Carolina, Kay and Asa from No Bones About Wrestling. I cannot wait to finally meet you guys. You guys will be real. It won't be looking like I'm talking to weirdos on the internet anymore. That's exciting, right? It's exciting. My mom will think I actually have something real to be doing every single night. That's very exciting. I'm talking to real people. So that's always fun. But yes, we are going. We're so excited. I'm shaking. I'm so excited. This is very exciting. It's my first ever out-of-state pay-per-view, and it's the first pay-per-view, of course, of AEW every year. So this is like a rumble for us in the AEW world. So that's very exciting. But yes, that was the announcement. Like I said, I was trying to pull up the picture, but
I just realized there might be. Wait, didn't they like announce at like one point? Didn't like Yuta challenge Hook for the pure title?
He challenged Hook for the FTW or for an FTW rules match. Hook accepted, and they never set a date.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that could be Collision.
Okay, I thought Hook and Yuta were fighting for the pure title at Final Battle.
Wait, they're still doing Rampage tomorrow night.
Yes.
How are they doing that with Final Battle?
That is a good question. When does
yeah, but still.
So I think it's
special programming. I guess they're on programming.
I think it's different time, but
what 11? Are they gonna immediately after Final Battle hang out for another hour of wrestling?
No, it's at Rampage is at 10. So
yeah, they're just counter programming against their own pay-per-view.
Unless they're just making.
Wait, no, because what's it called? Ring of Honor starts at 7. Wouldn't they just start at 7 or like the main pay-per-view?
8, 9, 10. Yeah, but by 10, we're probably only 3-4 matches deep. If it's a 7-card showing, they're not gonna give 10 minutes to the fucking. I mean, again, it's Tony Khan. You never know.
Right now it's only 6 matches.
Well, 7 is the kickoff, so I think the real pay-per-view starts at 8.
Right. So 7:30 is when the show will start.
Well, I guess I just based it off what's it called? The main show, like the regular weekly shows, start at 7 on Thursdays.
We also start at 7, 6 days a week. So there's a lot of people that start at 7 o'clock, unfortunately, and they're also me. So yeah, no, very excited. I'm very excited, of course, to meet No Bones in person and eat Olive Garden and probably blow my ass out with Indian food. So very excited. Yeah. Very excited. I'll probably take lift off at Revolution. So hopefully that dome is tightly sealed. so that way I don't go through it. But being stung, you never know.
Okay, it does. It starts at 7. The card starts. The main card starts at 7.
Yeah, I gotta be home by
For
5.
final battle.
I gotta pray to God that I get home at 5. So
no, if we'll even have a 0 hour, but
yeah, no. Thank God we don't have no fucking 0 hour. That's,
I mean,
one time I'll be very happy.
Tony Khan does announce like 2/3 of the.
All right, that's what's gonna happen. He announces 0 hour tomorrow morning. Guess who's going to fucking Texas? Me. All right, I'm skipping out of work and I'm beating his ass right there.
Done. No,
I'm
if
his whole
anything's
entire
going to be
first
announced,
hour.
it's going to be tonight during ROH. Which
Yeah.
right now, the Righteous are in action.
Yes, the
This
Righteous
watch
are in
will
action
cover
tonight.
it.
But let us get to it. Let us get everybody off of here so that way we can all get some rest. Thank you to, of course, all of my awesome guests that come on each and every week, and I bother you guys to watch wrestling and talk wrestling with me.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, tomorrow is Ring of Honor, and we will be doing a watch-along right here. Hopefully, we will get here by 5-ish, 6, so we can start at 6:45, so that way we could just do a 15 minutes bullshitting before the actual show. If not, we'll probably start at 7 on time, hopefully, as long as everything goes smoothly with work for me. God only knows. So yeah, we'll hopefully get everything ready for you guys tomorrow. If not, we'll plan to play it by ear. But let's pray to God that it works out in our favor tomorrow night, because I do want to watch this card and I do want to see you guys. And I love streaming. So it all kind of works out in a beautiful harmony. I mean, otherwise, we also have Midtown, SmackDown to watch. So, yeah, I mean, I could just go to bed. So, nonetheless, thank you guys. Of course, after that, Saturday is Collision. And then Sunday, make sure you tune in 12:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for No Bones About Wrestling, as we do Starrcade
96.
Thank you, 96. I was like, it's 90 something. I thought I was going to say 92. Yes, 96. I'm very excited for Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper. That ought to be really good. Eddie Guerrero, DDP, very exciting. I love seeing Eddie Guerrero wrestle, so that'll be very cool to watch. Alrighty,
The
that
whole
is
card
it.
looks good.
Yeah, the card does look fire. So that is it from us. Thank you all. We will see everybody tomorrow for Ring of Honor Final Battle. Have a good night. Peace. Wave bye, everybody. Wave bye, Wolf.
Oh,
Wave bye, Wolf.
bye.
Wave bye, Wolf.
Sorry.
There you
Didn't
go.
realize we were waving.
Wave bye, Wolf. There you go. Get in the fucking holiday spirit, damn it. Put your hand back up and wave. We're not offline yet. We're still live. We're still live.
Why do I still have hope?